Welcome back. Hope you're having a good morning so far. Let's get our first guest on board. Dipan Mehta, Director at Elixir Equities, is joining us now to discuss a whole host of stocks that have come out with their numbers. Dipan, hi, good morning. One of the stocks that everyone's looking at is Indigo, right? Great numbers and the potential is also very good, but the stock has rallied, 40% since March. You think all the steam is out or is there more to go?
Good morning, Sonia, and thank you for having me on your show. I think it's the beginning of great times at Indigo. First, the disclosure we and our clients are invested. And the reason for that is that the structure of the aviation industry has been far better than ever we have seen in the past. It's a clear duopoly to 2.5 years or so, and pricing power certainly has come back to the industry. And Indigo, I think, has been very aggressive in the past in placing orders, because of which I think they will have sizable capacity also coming onto stream. Keep in mind that several new airports are also being opened that does create new routes for Indigo, and they haven't even explored the full potential of the international flight that also is doing quite well. So I think so long as oil prices don't go berserk like $110, $130 or so, which make it difficult for the industry to pass on, I think by and large these numbers will become like the foundation or the base. And on top of these numbers, you can expect easily double-digit type of top line, bottom line growth. There could, of course, be volatility within quarters, but I think the company should do exceedingly well. And within the air travel space, you have no other choice except Indigo.
Okay, no, absolutely. Take your point, Dipan. Good morning. Sula sold off some almost 10% actually yesterday. Sula Vineyards. Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, good morning, Prashant. I think some adverse action has been taken against the company because of which this sell-off is taking place. But that's the thing with liquor alcobev companies, that they do tend to get into a tangle with the regulatory issues from time to time. There are so many controls on distribution, on pricing, on production, because of which I think it's not able to achieve the full potential of this particular industry. Sula Wines, I think recent listing, we are observing how the trading pattern is, the company disclosure, and how the quarterly numbers shape up. I think the company has great potential, given the kind of market available for wines and the way that entire growth is coming through. So I'm positive on the long to medium term of the company, but somehow I feel that when I look at the quarterly numbers, they are slightly below expectation, but it's on our watch list. And as I said, it's a company which has got great potential. And if there's a deeper correction, then I think the risk-return profile may merit a buy.
And I believe that's there's a big potential for wine drinkers as well. So they are catering to a big market out there. Let's see how that goes. Dipan, morning. What about Titan? One of the big wealth creators. However, for the past quarter at least, the margins were a little bit lower and the quarter was soft on the whole. Your view on the stock?
Yeah, good morning, Nigel. Just kind of go to the fine print with Titan. I think top line numbers are fine, but it's the margins which are compressed. So obviously there is some, I would say, average realization price or the kind of, breakup of revenues, especially jewelry revenues, may have impacted the profit margins, but need to dig a bit deeper. Such kind of disappointments, I think certainly the street will not take it very well, considering the premium, I would say super premium valuations of Titan. So, 1 or 2 quarters miss here and there is fine, but we need to see if this is the beginning of a longer term trend or this is just a transient issue.
This is a stock that has done quite well and the management is quite confident as well. What do you do at this price?
Yeah, so very confident answers and really quite encouraging. Especially the last comment he made about the export opportunity and sourcing by the parent company. That could be a huge opportunity. I remember that in Cummins, this thing played out really well, and large portion of Cummins revenues comes from the kind of diesel gensets sourced by the parent company. And if something similar plays out in SKF, that could open up a new opportunity for it. Look, it's always been an expensive stock from a price to earnings multiple. But even at these levels, considering that next 3-4 years appear to be a second kind of a compounded secular growth rate for the company, it could be quite a outperformer in my opinion. Need to dig a bit deeper into the company, but I think steel prices should remain benign over the next few quarters or so, and that certainly will aid the margins for SKF. And with automobiles and industrials doing as well as they are, this is a good play on the entire sector, on these two large sectors, which I think looks set for decent growth rates over the next few months and quarters.
Dipan, just one more name. Piramal Enterprises has come off sharply over the last couple of days. I mean, from almost 1100, now we're down to about 950. 3 days flat. Anything you're picking up here?
Not really. I think it's a company which is still in transition phase. They want to go from wholesale lending to retail lending. But when you come to retail lending, there is intense competition, I think, from the banks, from the other housing finance companies. So I think where is the USP when it comes to Piramal Enterprises? When it was doing wholesale lending to the real estate developers, the net interest margins were phenomenal, and we were hopeful that they would be able to collect and keep the balance sheet in good shape. But that did not actually work out. So they acquired Divan Housing, and they want to aggressively grow the retail portion of their loan book. But that's certainly going to compress margins, and the cost income ratios also will increase. So no doubt the stock is really cheap, I think, compared to the kind of potential which the management brings on in terms of the performance. But I would say that just wait and watch and see how this transition from wholesale to retail plays out. And where really is the niche of this company in this highly competitive retail home loan market?
All right, let's thank Dipan on that note. Dipan, thanks a lot. Have a great day. We'll, of course, touch base with you once again in the next couple of days. Let's slip into a quick break. On the other side, we have 15 minutes left for the pre-opening rates to kick in. Anuj will be with us for a quick trade setup. Post that, we'll bring you the